Welcome to the Whiskey Vault.
I'm Daniel.
I am Rex, and this is a show where we drink whiskeys and say words, and that's about it.
That's not helpful. Okay,
We're setting the bar, the standard.
this is a gift
I know what they're getting into.
from the new Titans of Whiskey.
The new Titans of whiskey.
Kat Rajnay Shane Jeffcoat.
Daniel,
Yes,
in the distance, do you hear that?
I do.
The rumbling, the magnificence.
Kat Rajnay and Shane Jeffcoat.
Cheers, you magnificent bastards!
That's so fun. Okay, this is Writer's Tears, which we have always enjoyed. The cool thing about Writer's Tears, this is Walsh Distillery. One of their Writer's Tears that we bought was simple, but it was a good classic, and what a great name. We've often said with Writer's Tears, we wish that the whiskey lived up to the promise of such an incredible name.
You want some drama with a name like Writer's
Yeah,
Tears.
but it's
And
just perfectly
it's just
pretty and
sweet
drinkable.
nice, and yeah.
So what they did was they took their blend of pot still and single malt Irish whiskey, and the classic one that they always use,
Yeah.
and then they finished it in cognac casks.
Ooh.
This is 570 bottles are all that came out of this one.
Nice, yeah,
And
yeah.
it
Wow.
came. They proved it down to 46 because it's Writer's Tears.
But 46 is it's reasonable enough. It's getting
Yeah.
there. Right? It's the number where you don't have to chill filter and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Man, on the nose though, that's what I'm expecting from the Writer's Tears. I'm not getting a big dominant change
No.
from the finish. It's just that sweet, slightly
There is though a.
slight. It's like a slight sweetened maltiness. A little.
There's a. You know what it is? It is.
Is it a little.
No, it
little
is
floral, maybe?
scones. Have you ever had berry scones?
Yeah.
Because they're sweet. They're not like a biscuit.
Yeah.
Right? They're not just savory. A scone has a little bit more sugar in it.
Yeah, it's got some breadiness to it.
Yeah, it's a sweet bread with berries in it, right?
Yep,
So
yep,
when
yep,
we were
yep.
in Ireland,
Yeah,
remember when with
like-
that little shop
like-
that makes its own, they
Yeah.
made their own pottery or something?
Yeah, yeah.
And we got berried scones.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
jam on a berry scone.
Yeah, it's the fruit with the kind of the sugared, syrupy, concoction in there. It is the dark. It's like a really dark. Whenever they cook down, they get the
Compote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They cook it down. It's like blackberries and blueberries in there.
The nose is really nice.
Yeah.
It's not a struggle. It's beautiful though.
What was the cask finish?
Before I drink it, it's 46%.
no, the cask that was used.
Oh, cognac.
Cognac. I don't have. What is cognac typically bringing to?
I don't drink enough cognac to know the answer to that question.
Yeah, in the comments, what are like the dominant flavors you typically get from cognac as a category?
Hey, look whose Writer's Tears bottle we've currently made our way to.
What was that?
Brad Whittington.
Ah, it's your daddy.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just, before I drink it and my whole palate is gone on this thing,
You just poured
I wanted to nose.
You just poured the one there.
I wanted to nose this.
You just poured the one.
I'm trying to save you from your
You're
own
not saying
liver.
anything. My liver's fine. My liver, we do therapies all week to prepare for this moment.
We do therapies.
Liver therapy.
All the therapies?
He gets
What's the workout that involves livers?
a lot of deep tissue massage.
Nice.
A lot of Netflix.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Maybe some chill.
Oh, yeah. It's the differences between the bread and vanilla and butter notes, and then add all the berries.
Oh, it definitely made it more complex.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cognac definitely.
Add all the berries to it. So plain scone with butter, add all of the berries.
It made it better and more interesting. I think this may be getting complex enough to justify the name Writer's Tears.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, I'm going to sip the Writer's Tears cognac finish first.
And man, it shows up more in the nose though. Shows up more in the nose. The taste is just really nice and easy and friendly and sweet.
It's pretty and it's a simple drinker, but it's not. There's no complexity to the palate at all.
Yeah, but the nose was preparing me for glory. Oh, speaking of, I should have gloried Kat and Shane with the mullet.
That's true.
Yes, they were denied the mullet.
Okay, if you go back and forth, the difference in the palate is very small.
Yeah.
It's like 10%.
Yeah.
I mean, taste them both back to back, and they're definitely different, but they're really close.
The nose, man.
It's the nose that's a whole other league.
What? If the nose is giving you an accurate direction of what that cognac finish can be doing,
I wonder what the cask strength would have been like.
I want to no. The cask strength, yeah, but also just more time.
Yeah, maybe.
More time in the cognac.
Maybe it could have dominated everything at that point.
Well, we're not close to dominating right now on the taste.
No,
the
not
nose.
even close.
Like I would love for the palate to deliver what the nose is promising, and I think maybe more time in the cognac could do that.
No, I think it's proof. We ran into this problem when we were checking blends. Em and I were checking blends. We left some overnight with too much air, and the nose stayed astounding, but all the alcohol evaporated, and so the taste was terrible. But the nose, because it left behind all the oils, was magnificent.
Yeah.
And when we brought it back and redid the blends, it came all together.
Okay.
That makes me think proof is the problem, not barrels. But I will say, scent is most of taste. And so if you lived in the nose of this glass while sipping on it, it's my favorite of the classic Writer's Tears line that they do.
I would agree, even though it was a little bit of a head fake on that nose.
I think we're a little disappointed on the palate.
But it's, for our taste, our preferences, it is a meaningful upgrade in complexity and nuance from the standard Writer's Tears, which already is a very nice whiskey.
Yeah, don't get us wrong. The Writer's Tears Classic is just a good whiskey.
Yeah.
I think we got our hopes up. And so if we had kept our expectations at where they would have been with Writer's Tears, we would have been like, this is really great. But the nose sort of got our hopes up, got us excited about the idea of what could be, and then it was like, oh, it's still Writer's Tears.
But again, I'm circling back to this idea of like the nerd curve. Like if you're just going in, not looking to explore and find something new, and comparing it to, somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 bottles, then you just want a nice whiskey, and you take a little sippy sip. It delivers.
Oh yeah,
a really nice whiskey.
You know what I realized?
Yeah.
This could be the perfect, reasonably priced, bring a fancy whiskey to a party whiskey. Oh. Because you pour this for people who just like, this is Irish whiskey, cognac finished.
Yeah.
It's going to deliver exactly that.
Yeah.
Like perfectly pretty, drinkable. It's going to make people who aren't whiskey drinkers go like, oh, this is whiskey. This is great. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll convert right there.
All right, we got Chris House. Whiskey noob here, hoping you guys can help me understand something. I get that single malt scotch comes from a single distillery, and blended comes from multiple distilleries. But does this mean that each distillery is owned by a different company? Or are the multiple distilleries all owned by the company that blends them together, or something else?
So I like this question because we teach a lot of this, and he really hit the nail on the head for the commerce concern of blending whiskey, which most people don't think about, right? And the answer is, Chris, both of those things.
Okay.
So what happened early on in blending whiskeys was people like Johnny Walker were merchants who were buying barrels, so didn't own the distilleries, buying whiskey, mixing them together to create a consistent flavor profile. When the brand Johnny Walker got so big that they needed to make sure they could always make Johnny Walker, then they bought distilleries. So it was, I think, if I remember correctly, Johnny Walker might have been one of the first to do it. Cardew was one of the primary whiskeys in the Johnny Walker blends. And at a certain point, Johnny Walker bought Cardew to guarantee he would always have whiskey for his blend.
Yeah.
So in modern times, there are two versions of blends. There are blends where most of the whiskey is coming from the distilleries they own, and that's just because they bought up the ones they were already using.
Yep.
And then there's blends where people have specifically just worked with independents and created their own blend. So it answers both of those things.
Did you notice I have enough for coverage and still
And some extra.
and can rock the mullet?
Yeah. I did not notice, actually.
you
I
doing?
wasn't paying attention to your
How you
hair.
doing? Speaking, by the way, for people that didn't watch the live stream.
Oh, I was going to say, one of my favorite things about our show in general
Right.
is that depending on the day,
Right.
and because of the size of the channel, we regularly get random new viewers showing up on any random episode. Because of the way we do our show and the storylines and random stuff, there's a high likelihood that any random viewer, first time, is going to show up on a day with something really weird happening with absolutely no explanation and be totally freaked out.
Which is fine.
Which I think is hilarious.
If they stick, there are people. If they're freaked out, get the hell out.
That's right.
Get the hell
Well,
out.
it's your guys' job in the comments to explain to those people,
No,
like,
no,
here's
no.
what's going on if you
Don't
want to
even
know.
explain. Just like, this is normal. I don't understand.
What are you
the
talking
problem is.
about?
What's going on? This is the skullet of solidarity.
That's right.
So Daniel and I had a little bit of a bet going on the Whiskey Tribe channel. We had a super fight where you have like these made up, combatants, and you theory craft who would win in battle, and the tribe voted that Daniel won, not because he really did win, but because
So many caveats.
him growing his skullet out slowly is not nearly as entertaining as me.
So
getting
many
attention. So we
caveats.
shaved it during a live stream, and this skullet of solidarity shall be maintained until the shelter-at-home policy is lifted for everybody in the U.S. I can't do the world.
So many
I don't
caveats.
want there's a lot of there has to be a time limit on this.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed something. There's a lot more wincing aimed at me.
Wincing?
Wincing, like just when I talk to like anybody,
Just
there's
random people.
The face, the default face is
Why?
here. We got the Eric. Wait, hey Eric, wine sommelier, and from he's got a channel
California?
over there. Yeah, man, you guys have totally sold out and gone corporate. All caps. I'm aiming for stupid comment of the week. Did I win? Dude,
There's many.
yeah. No, Eric, you did not.
Yeah. You're not even close.
Yeah. Swing and a miss, buddy.
I'll send you some of the other comments that sometimes get deleted.
Here's to fighting, stealing, and drinking.
If you fight me, I fight for a friend.
Steal it, may you steal your lover's heart.
And if you drink, may you drink with us.